All right, guys. So once again, today we are looking at our reading response task, and we're focusing on the same focus on reading strategy that we've been using all week, and that is visualizing. Now, you guys did a really awesome job. Well, I know from providing my class with feedback of pulling out the adjectives and the describing words and being able to use those words to visualize what was happening in the text on Tuesday's task. So today, I'm going to read this little text aloud to you guys. You might like to pause it and you might like to actually read through it yourself. So it's completely up to you, or you might like to listen to me read it. And then for a second time, you might like to pause it and read it through your head, or vice versa. So I'm going to read this text to you guys, and then I'll talk you through the reading response activity and show you exactly how I would like it done for today. So as I'm reading, our focus today is looking at our 5 senses. So as I'm reading this text aloud, I want you to think about what exactly might you be able to see in this text or in this scene that I'm reading. What are the different sounds that you might be able to hear? What might you be able to taste? What might you be able to touch? And what might you be able to smell? Now, sometimes when you're reading a text, some of these might be irrelevant. So there might not be anything that's relevant that you might be able to taste in this text. So I'm going to read through, and I want you to really focus and think on your 5 senses as I'm reading. It'll make more sense when I jump to the activity. All right. The shaggy golden hound loved when the kids played on the trampoline. They would crawl up the sides and he would bounce from side to side with excitement. When they began jumping, he would run underneath to try to catch the imprints on the trampoline that the little feet were making. You could feel the lumps and bumps of the outlines as you ran your fingers across the rigid material. He would race back and forth under the trampoline until the kids finished jumping, hoping to catch one of them. "Come inside," bellowed Mum as she beckoned us to come inside to have some freshly cooked banana oat muffins. We immediately stopped bouncing and ran in the direction of the mouth-watering smell that was wafting from the kitchen. All right, guys, so if you need to, I would pause it and take it back and maybe listen to it one more time. But from this text, I want you to, like I spoke about our 5 senses, as you are reading again, and on your next slide, I want you to think about what it is that you were visualizing and the clues that helped you to visualize that as I was reading. So you're going to have a table that looks a little something like this, and it's got your 5 senses down the left-hand side and a spot for you to type over here. Okay, so I want you to think about what are the different feelings or different materials or different shapes or different textures that it was explaining in the text. You might come up with 1, you might come up with 3, you might come up with 5. And I want you to type them in over here. Then you're going to jump to smell, hear, see, and taste. Now, for example, you might not have one for, let's just say, for hearing. There might not be anything. But I want you to put yourself in that scene and think about, you might make an inference, meaning that it might not directly tell you something that you'll be able to hear in that scene, but I want you to think about the scenario and I want you to try and come up with things that you might hear if you were in that setting. Okay, so you might be able to hear the screams or the laughter of the children playing on the trampoline. Even though it might not directly tell you that in the text, I want you to try and make an inference of these senses if it is not in the text. All right, guys, so click to your next slide and I would like you to fill that out. All right, good luck, guys.